Hi, it's Tanya from My Forking Life, and today we're in the kitchen and we are making delicious big flaky donuts in our air fryer. Now these are also known as cronuts because they're basically like a mix between a croissant and a donut, and they have nice beautiful layers throughout. We're going to cover these with a cinnamon sugar mixture at the end. All right, let's get started. So for our ingredients, we're going to use some pastry sheets. These have been defrosted according to the package on the instructions. I've also got some flour that I'm just going to use to kind of like line the sheet. I'm going to roll these out a little bit. 1 egg, some butter, cinnamon sugar, and that is all you need. All right, so I'm going to grab one of these pastry sheets. I'm going to just unfold it, and I'm just going to roll these out just a little bit. I don't want them super flat, but I do want them to kind of have a little bit more space. Just a little bit, not a lot of it. It also gives me more donut. I'm gonna set this one to the side while I do my other one. Put a little bit more flour on here. I wanna go outside. I don't know how that song got stuck in my head. And you kind of want to roll them out to about even sizes because you're going to layer them on each other. Alrighty, that's enough. I'm going to lift this just to make sure it's not sticking, because what will suck is if we do everything and then you're trying to get it up and it's like stuck. So going to do that. All right, so I've got 1 medium egg here. I'm just going to break that and lightly beat it. Now we're doing this because we are going to use this as an egg wash to stick these two sheets together. That is what's going to make our donuts really big and fluffy. So I'm just going to lightly spread that on one pastry sheet. Make sure you get it all covered. And then I'm going to take my other puff pastry. Some paper stuck on it, and I'm just gonna lay that directly on top of that puff pastry, like they're friends. They're best friends. They're hugging each other. Alrighty, and then I'm going to place this on a parchment sheet pan. A sheet pan. I'm just gonna lightly put just a little bit of flour on it rather than using parchment paper. And I'm just gonna grab this and just place it on there. It might hang over. This is a smaller pan, but it's fine. We are going to put this in our freezer for about 15 minutes. What that's gonna do is allow that egg mixture to have these two sheets stick together just a little bit better before we cut out our donuts. All right, I'll be back. So it's been 15 minutes and I have gone ahead and got that puff pastry out the freezer. You'll notice they're sticking together quite nicely. All right, so I'm gonna cut out some donuts. I have got here, this is like a biscuit cutter set where I've got a regular sized biscuit and a really teeny one. I'm gonna put them together to make a donut. If you have a special donut cutter, that's cool. You could also just, use like glassware, whatever. But I'm gonna use this and just use a little bit of power to cut out some donuts. Look how cool this is going to be. You also want to make sure you flour these a little bit so that stuff doesn't stick to them. And for these, I'm going to make little donut like bites right here. All right, let me go ahead and flour this some more and finish cutting these out. So I was able to cut out about 6 of these donuts, and I've got some scraps left over. We could actually make little donut holes out of that, or you could just throw it in your air fryer, roll it up into little balls, whatever you want to do. But I'm just going to focus on my full donuts at this time. All right, so I'm going to put that in the air fryer basket, and I'm going to cook that on 330 degrees for about 10 minutes. I got flour in my basket of my air fryer donuts. All right, so I'm placing these donuts in a single layer in my basket. You don't want to overlap them I'm actually just gonna put 4 in here because even though I would totally usually just put that in there, I'm not, because these are gonna puff up like crazy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cook these, like I said, 330 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes. Start checking on them around 8 minutes just to make sure they don't get too dark, but you're gonna see them get nice and big and golden. We've got about a few minutes left on those donuts in the air fryer, so I'm gonna go ahead and create some of my toppings. My number one topping is cinnamon sugar. Like, I feel like that is my favorite, but since it is fall and I want something a little bit different, I've also got some apple pie filling. This is just the stuff from the can, and as well as some salted caramel. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these prepared. So I've got here some white granulated sugar. This is about 1/2 cup. I'm putting this in a bowl, as well as a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I'm gonna mix it up. And I'm putting these in, or this in a bowl rather than like a bag and shaking it up, because I am going to brush the top of my donuts with melted butter, and then I'm gonna dip it in this cinnamon sugar mix. Oh, and if you haven't already, go ahead and melt your butter. The timer just went off on my air fryer. Gonna check on those donuts. Alrighty, so these are our air fryer donuts, cronuts, after they've been in the air fryer for about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna grab each donut and like, look how much that puffed up. So if you see, the reason why I used 2 pastry sheets to put them together is because that's like one pastry sheet and that's the other. Putting that egg in between makes them stick together, and it's just so cool. So, all right, so anyways, let me stop yapping. I got some melted butter. I'm just gonna put, it's not as melty as it was before. I'm just gonna rub that over just a little bit, and that's gonna help that cinnamon sugar stick to it just a little bit better. Voila. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tear into these. My daughter loves these, so I'm gonna have to save some for her when she gets home from school, because she's been asking for me to make these again for like a while. And like I said, because it's fall, I'm going to try a couple of different things. I am going to add the other 2. I'm going to actually top with some of this apple pie filling. I'm just going to plop it on the top. And yeah, I'm not adding melted butter to this one because I don't need this to actually stick to it. Just going to just a little bit of caramel. Okay, let's do it on this one. Ooh, caramel. Yes. So, you know, top these with whatever you like. In the summer, I like to make a blueberry compote, and put it on the top of it, and it is just so good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and taste one of these because it's like less messy, but I'm gonna. This is it. All right, y'all. Until the next time.